Whew, that was bright. Oh, God. Welcome back, guys, to the trading recap for Wednesday. So today, SINT, I gotta say, really blew my mind a little bit. This was a hot one. And then our main lead gapper, surprise, surprise, was actually the best to trade pre-market. And that's kind of something we've been talking about a little bit more. So I want to focus on some of the pre-market, what we were seeing pre-market, which made me want to trade. Today was like the first time I didn't trade pre-market in quite some time. I don't know why. I just, it was just kind of something I missed today. But if I start seeing these pre-market setups, I think more than ever, but especially before we enter summer season, and things start slowing down a little bit, I want to get more aggressive. And then with CTIB at the market open, after it had that false breakout, I basically was pretty sure on how I would trade it the rest of the day. And after my last trade on it, I knew that was going to be the one where I would wrap up with. So when we go to the charts in a little bit, then you guher will see why I entered it and why I left it. And why I thought, it was not going to do much the rest of the day. And then SINT just came out of nowhere land. I mean, this thing just really sprung up from the depths. And I was a little bit nervous about this one because it was rehashing news we saw before. It had an IP, already announced an offering for tomorrow. So in the charts, we're going to talk about, is SINT a good hold or not, especially with this offering, but now it's really running up. So lots to review. Let's go to the charts now. Don't forget to drop a like, guys, if you enjoy the content. And if you're totally new here, remember we go live every morning at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to review the watch list and then trade the market open every day. The community's growing. Love to see you there. Definitely consider subscribing. We would love to have you join the channel. Let's go to the charts now. Boom. All right, guys, welcome back. So we're wrapping up today with about $71 profit. CTIB, IBIO, and SINT, we all walked away green on each one of those tickers. Not really a bad day for the fact that I was trading between, what was it, like $700 and $1,500. I'm not totally sure what my average yet was today. I'll have to import that into Trade Journal, but I would probably guess around $1,200 I traded in terms of, oh God, what am I trying to say right now? In terms of my average position size. So honestly, today's not too bad, like a 6% profit day based on the average position size. I took one more stab at SINT after the stream, even though I was very kind of down talking SINT because I am suspicious on it, and you'll see that I did not hold my trade very long. So let's review all these, talk about what were the key takeaways, and I really want to focus on pre-market because CTIB was a beautiful stock, but really just pre-market. After that, it sold off. So what were we looking at pre-market that made us want to keep trading CTIBs? But first, let's go IBIO. Kind of started off here. IBIO. So IBIO was one of our lead gappers on the day. Kind of popped up on the scanner a little bit late. It was a former runner that was looking a little shaky pre-market. I mean, nothing like too interesting, but we were trending above VWAP, which was nice. I wasn't really convinced about IBIO because it was only gapping up 35%, had 101 million float. That's ridiculously high. We're looking under 50 million ideally, and really ideally under 10 million. US biotech, but the catalyst was so nice. It was like IBIO Watson grants free use of platform. IBIO Watson, I think it's even Watson Health, platform to support development of coronavirus vaccine candidates. I mean, a collaboration with IBIO and the AI Watson is just, it sounds huge. So I'm a little disappointed that it wasn't as big of a whacker as we would be hoping for. Anyway, IBIO, I took the dip right here under VWAP, which is a pretty classic kind of setup. And I got a pretty okay entry on it. Was looking for ideally a little bit bigger of a move here. I wanted this one to rip a little bit past the VWAP, which it kind of did, but kind of even into the 9-minute EMA, didn't really get that. Closed this one pretty quickly. It is what it was. It wasn't really anything too interesting. And let's see, I got to fill at 173. Let's just turn auto send off very quickly. And 173, this was a really small position size. Why was that one just rejected? Let me say day. Let me see. So yeah, this was a $775 position size. So I actually made like 1.5% off of this trade. Not too bad, but it's nothing really special. Another dip here. This is actually the big dip I wanted to get, but I was looking at a different ticker. This one would have been nicer, 3%. Either way, these are all dip buys. These are nothing really special. It wasn't really, the best trade opportunity would have not even made you that much money. So that's a big reason I stopped looking at IBIO. And then CTIB, our lead gapper on the day, literally took all my attention afterwards. 140% gapping up pre-market, 2 million float. That's really nice. US Auto Parts Company. No catalyst though. And it was a big recent runner. So all those things I don't really like. I don't like when the recent runner was too recent. I like former gappers, but I don't like yesterday's former gappers all the time. Or not even worse is like, you know, I like a second green day or a third big green day, but sometimes like big green day, pull back, and now we're just having kind of a bounce. I don't know. Those don't really excite me. Although this little bounce here off the support zone is not too shabby. So yeah, CTIB, I was looking at it at first around 7, kind of watched this whole pullback here. Where was that? It was like around 8 or something like that. Yeah, 8.15. This is when it starts getting interesting. We break back above VWAP, not a lot of volume, but not a lot of sell volume either. Quick 9-minute EMA pull back here, and then a 17% explosion, just an absolute rip. Another pullback here, rip to the upside. Another pullback here, big rip to the upside. And the whole way to the top, look at this, just like one 9-minute pullback, another 9-minute pullback, another 9-minute pullback. I mean, this one went absolutely parabolic pre-market, and it was just so nice. I was so upset I didn't trade it pre-market. I don't know why I didn't trade pre-market today. I usually always trade, but today was like one of the first days I didn't trade pre-market. I don't know. Maybe I just came... I don't know. There's no good answer to that. Anyway, we have a quick pullback here. VWAP saves it, bounces up, 13% run, but then instantly pulls back. So you would have had to been really quick to close your position here. And oftentimes with TD Ameritrade, it's hard to be really quick. I honestly, like, sometimes the entries and exits are just, I feel like pure luck sometimes, because it's like, and then you know if you got an entry you got to fill or not. It's like this huge delay all the time that really makes certain trading certain patterns just very, very difficult. I also need a little bit quicker computer. Anyway, I tried this first pullback here. Didn't work, which was a little bit unfortunate because we're actually profitable on this one by like, let's see, we got an entry here. We were up, I don't know, I think like 2 or 3% at one point. And I was like, okay, I'm about to close out my position. Right before I close out my position, it drops. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I got to close out now. I got to, you know, stop out of this trade. And then I was down like 3% or so. And I was like, that's kind of annoying. So I was green on the day, now I'm red on the day. And then, you know, keeps on pulling back here. And I'm like, let's wait till we see some big multi-month support and resistance. And that really was to me at 4.35. And that's when I was like, okay, this is looking good. I think we had, let me quickly see here, actually. We had, let's see, let me use my left hand for this. 1, 2, 3. I'm checking right here on the 5-minute chart. We had 1, 2, 3 5-minute red candles. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we had 9, and then the 10th one was a green candle. And the 10th one is when I actually entered. We were right here. 133 was acting as big support like we talked about, and then we were looking like we were going to break above the 9-minute EMA. To me, this was really good risk reward. We already had a huge pullback, and I was like, all right, you know, 27% pullback all the way to big support on a lead gapper with big dollar volume. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people waiting for this exact setup. This is the most obvious setup I felt, so I went ahead and entered it. First was actually for a half fill, and then I quickly got out, a partial fill, and then my second one, this was a full entry here at 37, and then so this was like what, a $1,300 position size, and we ran up here, got like 23 cents a share, not too bad on a sub $5 stock, and then yeah, closed out this one. This was really, I was almost like, my face was just zero emotion on this trade, and I'll tell you why, because I was having issues getting out of the trade. I kept on trying to click here, and then I was getting this really slow window popping up here because I don't know what happened. It was so annoying. I was doing it on my other screen, so I don't have it on video, but it was tragic. It was just so annoying. And so again, TOS just was so delayed. I probably could have squeezed out maybe more on this trade. I don't know. I did pretty okay on this trade for the fact that we ran into so many technical issues, but it's just not very comfortable when your platform is like the thing holding you back, and I kind of felt like today was a little bit of that. Although I gotta say, maybe it's my laptop because this thing's about to burst into flames. I feel it. It's super hot. Although, you know, it's you know, a pretty high performance laptop, 16 gigabytes RAM. All the graphic cards, I don't know, it's still a laptop, but I mean, it shouldn't be having this many issues. Let me make sure, okay, recording's going fine. Yeah, anyway, after CTIB, I knew this is the trade where I was going to throw in the towel with CTIB. I did not want to trade CTIB anymore after this. And I knew because it was selling off so aggressively. So this was a good thing. I mean, yeah, there was some dip buy opportunities, but they, the dips were hard. They're tough. Sometimes it would dip just a little bit and then rip up 4%. Sometimes it would dip down 10% and then only rip up a little bit. And it was like, it would have been tough to dip buy. So I just said, you know what, CTIB, I'm done with it. So that was a good decision. Let's keep moving along here. So half trade. We would go to the account info for a second. We did 5 trades today, although one is a scratch, doesn't really count because it was a partial fill, and then I quickly closed it. Okay, so after that we were basically done. And then we were watching SINT for basically the whole time, and I was like, are we gonna trade SINT? I don't know, I don't think so. And then I was like, okay, you know what? We're gonna trade SINT. So this is where we ended the stream, kind of in this area, 11. We ended it earlier today at like 11:15 or so. Popped up higher here. We're consolidating. I was watching this whole area, and at this point, we had big volume come in, and I was like, well, this is clearly looking like buyers are in charge, so let me buy here, and I got shaken out so quickly. I was just like, I was so not wanting to trade SINT that I was very risk averse, decent, okay entry, but I did miss a little bit of 7% upside. Although the exit, I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit of an accident. I'm not trying to like point fingers or anything again, but yeah, just not totally what I kind of had in mind. Big pullback here, I gotta say, this is kind of a nice VWAP pullback. Probably a lot of people looking for this dip. Could be another nice trade, honestly, right now. I would have actually wanted to trade right here. This probably would have been more interesting, but that's, that's sometimes the problem with doing recaps. Sometimes, life gets in the way of your trading, and that's why, you got to be okay. I like wrapping up trading by 11:30, 12, and anything I kind of miss after that, I just kind of tell myself like, whatever. Because at one point you got to figure out, like, how much do you want to trade? Obviously, people trade to give them freedom, right, in their life. So if you're just going to be trading your whole life or just all day, sometimes it really does the exact opposite. So I like wrapping up early. And there's a lot of traders out there like Ross Cameron that he, after over 5 years of stats, he realized that all his trading after like 10 o'clock or something like that is basically break even. That means, he makes most of his money in the morning, and then afterwards it's just wishy-washy. Now, I would like to compile those stats for myself because I'm obviously a different person, and God knows, maybe afternoon trading is really where I'm hot. So I'm definitely going to give it a try and, be open to ideas. But at one point, for me, at the moment, I realize I have so much going on that I don't even have time to really trade in the afternoon, and that's why I just don't even bother anyway. Big buyers here, 238. This is actually really, really interesting. Oh yeah, here we go. Nice break here. This is looking good. Nice. 10 million float on SINT. This was actually Monday's leaked app or US medical company published a study with really, really good results. The problem is it was just rehashing all the results they published on Monday. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but it looked like all the same news. And they even had some stuff here about registered direct offering. Price date registered offering 3.7 million, 1.5 per share. Yeah, so June 25th. I mean, this thing's basically only going in one direction. That's going to have a big old slam to the downside. I felt like this is not really something that I want to jump on board with. But right now, I guess day traders don't really care because it's let me quickly check that again. When was this priced offering? For June 25th, so tomorrow. So tomorrow the freaking smack hammer is coming down on SINT. So this is going to be really interesting. June 25th, just be careful, guys. June 25th, the offering is going to be coming down. There's a good chance that, I don't think we're going to dip all the way down to 1.5 per share. But I think there's probably a good chance that look at the long-term chart. This is not the first time they've done offerings and dilution. So, this is a classic chart of dilution. So 1.5, it's going to probably be smacked down to here. Maybe it's going to instantly recover. Maybe it's going to go even lower. Just, keep it in mind, be a little careful. That's a big reason I was not trading SINT today. Oftentimes, you'll be like, oh, okay, well, they have an offering at 1.5. That's not really too bad. It's going to take a big hit on the stock price, but they'll come out with that offering, and then literally the same day they come out with the second offering, and it's just like blam blam, and you're like, oh man, that really got me good. So just watch out on these. Like, there's no reason to play with fire. There's plenty of good picks every single day. You got new stuff. Like, don't get over I don't know, what's the word where you fall in love with a stock? I don't know. It happens all the time. But just beware of that. I mean, just be a little realistic here that this thing is going to get slammed, and it might get slammed again and again. And that's what it looks like long-term wise, that you don't really want to be part of SINT. So yeah, I probably won't be trading SINT anymore, and I probably won't be holding it overnight. I definitely won't be holding it overnight. I might have some limit orders, in this 1.5 area. Who knows? I'm not totally against that. We've had many nice bounces off of 1.5. The problem is, once it breaks, I mean, it's a really, really slippery slope. So you do want to be careful with these tickers. The stock price was never at $6,000. It was never at $5,000. That's $50,000. It was never at $50,000. It's just dilution, reverse splits, dumping shares into the market, dilution, and eventually, you're down 99%, and even if this thing goes up like 1,000%, you're still down 99%. So be careful with trading SINT. So far, history shows that it's only going in one direction. So that's my personal takes on it. You can agree with me, you can not agree with me. It doesn't really matter. We are all different people, and we all have our own opinions. But to me, I just, I think about risk reward, and I don't see that risk reward there for me. Let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think about SINT? I would love to hear what you guys think. I can only learn from what you guys write. Yeah, so I would be happy to hear from you guys. If you guys enjoy the content, don't forget to drop a like. That's going to wrap up everything. And I will see you guys first thing tomorrow morning for the live stream starting at 9:15 a.m. going till roughly, 11:30 or so. So till then, guys, stay safe, make some awesome trades, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon too if you're totally new here. We'd love to see you in the community. Till next time, guys, stay safe. I said that already. Ciao, ciao.